Can you hear me?
They are not able to hear. Now they'll be able to hear. Okay.
Chalo, fantastic. So Puneet, let's start with your interview. Let's get started with your interview.
Just a moment.
So,
yeah, just a second. I don't know how it is connected. Yes. Okay. Yeah, my WhatsApp was on.
Okay, sir.
Right.
So let's start with Puneet's interview. Puneet, can you quickly take us through your BTech days?
Sir, in my BTech days, I have done BTech in computer science and engineering. I had learned a lot of technical skills regarding to the computer science. Along with that, I had been part of several societies. I had been resource allocator in student activity cell and organized various fests in the college. Along with that, in my third year of my college, I had started a printing venture, Easy Print, and subsequently expanded it in the nearby areas.
Tell us more about this printing venture.
Yes, sir. Actually, our college was in a outskirts of the city, so there were issues regarding the printing facility available to the students and the nearby people. So I, along with my two other friends, decided to solve the problem, and we just went to the e-cell, and with help of the e-cell of college and my two other friends, we started this venture. Initially, we started in black and white and color print. Then after 6 months, we subsequently expanded in the nearby areas. We collaborated with the shopkeepers, and then went with copy mug printing, flex printing, the board printing, card printing.
Okay. Yeah, Puneet, that's fair enough.
In my college days,
Just a moment.
also
Puneet.
Yeah, are you able to hear us, Puneet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. So we have got fair idea about what background you are coming from and all. Okay, so Puneet, you said you were working, you have some work experience, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just tell us which was that company and what was your profile?
Sir, I worked as a software engineer with JK Technosoft and worked on projects with the auto giant Maruti Suzuki India Limited for the entire tenure. I worked on technologies of .NET, and in front end we use HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Along with that, for the business logic we use C#.
How can you implement these technologies in today's world, Puneet? How will you implement these technologies that you used to work on the front end?
Sir, these technologies are usable for any website making. If you want to build any website, web applications, which you want to develop, so these technology can be implemented. And the main thing we can do that these technologies can be used across any other platform, be it .NET, or you are building a website in JavaScript. You can implement HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Are the base of any website.
Puneet, why did you leave that job?
Sir, to be honest with you, I was more interested in management towards my college days. So I had joined the job to get the experience of the corporate world.
So isn't that unfair, Puneet, that you are just using some company just to gain some experience and then you're leaving that company? Instead, you could have gone for MBA directly after your graduation. Isn't that? I mean, when you start working with a company, they consider you as a valuable resource, right? They assign you some projects and then you suddenly move out. So isn't that better that you could have gone for MBA directly after your graduation rather than just working for a company for a year or so?
After my college days, my main motive was to learn and build and work towards starting my venture and expand it. But there were issues which we were not able to handle efficiently. The issues of finances and HR. human resource management. Then what we thought that we will learn from somebody and then go for it. Also, sir, regarding the project, whatever project I was assigned before leaving, I made sure that I had completed that, and the project which were assigned to me later before I left, I just gave the proper KT to other fellow person. And after my
Punit, then why IIFT? That brings me to notice that why have you chosen IIFT?
Sir, IIFT is one of the most coveted B schools in India, and today in the business world with globalization, everything is integrated with the international market. So with this happening, even the smallest business have the competition from outside. So if you want to excel in this field, you have to get the required skill set. And now
I have one small question here, Punit. You spoke about globalization. Can you please tell me what, according to you, is globalization in railways?
So globalization is if a businessman.
You just got mute, Punit.
Hello.
Now it's fine.
You were muted. Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay. So according to me, globalization, if a business is able to reach its audience beyond the borders of the country, it is called globalization.
Okay. So, is it not, or what are the challenges in order to implement this globalization to the last mile? Or let's say, how are you going to work towards implementing this globalization in the most remotest area?
Sir, as our college was also in a remote area or the outskirts of college, that they were not adequate facilities. But I have learned from that if we can just provide the adequate technology to the person sitting there, because technology can be reached anywhere. So like YouTube can be reached anywhere. If you can make them skilled through various medium, then using technology we can just reach to the last person available.
Yeah, Punit, what do you consider as your weaknesses?
So I tend to become overexcited sometimes. Not sometimes, but often. I would say, like
What else?
due to which I have. Yes, sir.
What else?
Hello. Sir, I usually procrastinate a lot. And also due to which sometimes I feel lazy doing some physical exercise.
Okay.
Punit, actually your weaknesses are very contradicting to each other. So the first weakness, you said you are generally excited about things, and in the second weakness you are saying you procrastinate and you feel lazy about it. So these are very contradictory weaknesses. How will you justify that?
I tend to become overexcited when something good happens. I would like to give you example. Like I have given an interview in a company, Adobe. So I had cleared 3 rounds. So due to which it was a very good feeling, and I became overexcited. Due to which I did a mistake in 4th round, and due to which I was not able to clear that. And the second that I procrastinated, if I'm feeling sleepy, then and there is time of physical exercise, I usually don't get up. So these are my weaknesses, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough, Punit. So that's it as far as this round of interview is concerned. We'll soon let you know about our decision. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so hi everyone, all those who are watching us live over there. Just to quickly tell you, we have just finished the interview of Punit Godial, and yeah, now we'll share the feedback with him. In fact, you can also post your observations in the comment section or in the chat box. Yes, so Punit, quickly want to ask you one thing. Do you have that stammering problem?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Punit, because your English is good, so what steps are you taking to overcome the stammering issue?
Sir, I try to speak a little slower.
Yes.
I try to speak a little slower, but in the heat, like I have said, it's my weakness. In the heat of the moment, if I know the answer, I tend to speak more faster than that.
But you never mention that communication skill is your weakness. You know, this is also weakness. This is not a kind of physical weakness. I mean, you can definitely overcome that. So yes, there are ways available, and you will have to work on that because you are repeating words so many times. So yeah, that may hamper your chances, because see, you do not have any other weaknesses, right? Your English is good, but then it's just that habit, which you need to overcome, honestly speaking. So what you can do is, the solution, of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but what you can do is you can just give a thought. It looks like you are not mentally clear when you are speaking. Your thoughts are not ready. Are you getting this point? When your thoughts are ready, you can nicely serve them. But since they are not ready, you are just using the words because the other thought is not coming, I believe.
Okay, sir.
Right? So please try to understand the deeply rooted reason why we repeat the words. We repeat the words sometimes because, of course, the psychologist will be the best people to tell you. But what I have observed, many people who do not have genuine stammering or stuttering issue, but still they repeat the words because they do not have the thought clarity. If you can just work on that, that would definitely be helpful. Now, as far as this interview goes, you please speak at the speed at which I am speaking. Second, please keep an eye on our lips, in case in the online interview there may be some lag or something. You are many a times when you were speaking, you were not able to hear me itself. This is not a good sign.
Okay, sir.
Right? When Rishikesh want to say something, definitely I can make out, okay, he's saying something, and I'll stop, or I'll ask him, okay, let me finish, or something like that. But you, we had to couple of times stop you, so that's not a very good sign. So you please look at us. Second, try to go slow and try to frame your thoughts in your mind so that you can speak it nicely. Third, try to be very concise. When it came to that engineering college path starting, you just went on and on. That's not required in interviews. You will have to be very concise, and for that you will have to do preparation. You will have to sit with yourself. You will have to jot down the points. You probably a small story that you want to convey, so just quickly put it in 3-4 lines and wind it up. Are you getting this point? You just can't go on narrating the whole experience unless I ask you to provide me more details. Even if I ask you to provide you more details, you will just add another 3 to 4 lines. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is one thing. Second, yes, you nicely mentioned about that point when I asked you that why did you leave that company. Now that was, of course, slightly harsh point on my part. Of course, we may work with the company up to the time we want to, and the company may deploy us till the time they feel we are productive, right? So but still, when something is something like this is pinpointed, you can always mention exactly the way you mention. Why am I highlighting this point? Because there are many other WorkX people who are watching us live right now. In case if you come across such point, please mention that what all steps did you take, once again concisely. So please mention those 2-3 things or 3-4 things which you took care before moving out of that company for the smooth transition. As you mentioned that you completed that KT. KT stands for knowledge transfer, right? So you did that. That's a good point. So definitely that professionalism is reflecting in your thinking, the way you are giving the answer. But the only thing is that you as a manager, see, you will have to deal with people, and if you can't communicate your idea nicely, the other person is not able to understand what you are trying to say. Everything is futile, no matter what problem you have. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir, definitely got it.
Right. Rishikesh, your thoughts?
Yes. Punit, just a quick feedback to you. You have very sound technical knowledge. What you have studied in your BTech or whatever knowledge you have gained from your experience, it actually reflects in your answers. But like Ronak said, please keep yourself concise. Whenever a question is asked, you can go for about 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Why I'm telling you this? Because if you're trying to stretch your answers, there is a loss of thought. Okay, and when there is a loss of thought, the expression is not clear. or the expression is just goes for a toss when you want to express your answer to the interviewer. So please make your answers concise, very short, stick to the point, come up with good answers, and I am very sure you are going to rock the interview. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Puneet, it was absolutely fantastic to have you with us. All the very best for all the calls you have.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for the
all the
feedback,
best,
sir.
Punit. Yeah, so that was Punit. Now we have another candidate, so we'll soon start with the other candidate's interview, and I think she's in the waiting room, right?
Yes, sir.
So, she's Soumya, right?
Yes, sir.
So I've admitted her. Yes, hi Soumya, are we audible?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are
Yes,
perfectly
you are audible, Soumya.
And visible also?
Yes.
You are also visible. Good evening, Soumya.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, so Soumya, are you ready? Shall we start with the interview?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so Soumya, why don't you quickly tell us something about yourself?
My name is Soumya Gupta and I am from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. I am in final year of my graduation, pursuing Bachelor of Arts specialized in economics, political science and English literature. And for the past 2 years, I have been working with, as a part-time teacher, I have been working with homeguruji.com, who provides home tuition to students, and also on the weekends we are advised, or we are supposed to teach those students of laborers who work at construction sites. So it's a charity thing. We do that also.
Okay, so yes, you are pursuing your graduation, right?
Yes, sir. I'm in final year of my graduation.
Yeah, and so when you were in second year, you associated yourself with this organization.
Home Guruji.
Okay.
No, actually, at the end of my first year only, I have been teaching since I was in 11th standard.
Okay.
Then, in my first year, I came across this organization, homeguruji.com, and it's a very famous organization in my city. Around 200 teachers work under them.
Soumya, can you tell me 5 good qualities of a teacher?
5 good qualities. First of all, a teacher should be very patient, because when you teach someone maths and you tell them how to solve 1 or 2 page question, and then at the end they tell you that they don't get it, and then you have to teach the whole sum again.
That's one.
First of all,
That's one.
yeah.
That's one. What is
A
the
teacher
second?
should be very patient, and then they should have good communication skills, because if you are not able to make a child understand a question, then you are not a good teacher, according to me. Then a teacher should be very humble, and he or she should be partial, because I have came across many teachers in my school and college who were partial with students, so they should not have that quality. So they are supposed to be very humble. They should be responsible. They should complete their syllabus at time.
Humble and partial. These are 2 different things, Soumya.
Yeah,
Being
they should be
humble and being partial. So
Yeah, they
I'm very
should be
humbly.
humble.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they should not be partial.
Okay, so you have 2 different qualities.
Yeah, and they should be responsible. They should complete their syllabus on time. And one last quality which I think a teacher should possess is
Okay, fine, Soumya, that's fair enough. Okay, so can you just tell us who founded this organization, Home Guruji?
Nikhil Bhargav sir, and I was looking for home tuitions, and I was looking for teacher's job, and
So
then
is it a funded organization? Has someone funded them? Have they got any investments, or it's a self-funded one?
Recently they got some funds, but at the time when I started working with them, they weren't getting any funds.
Okay.
And we weren't getting paid to teach those labor kids, and not at all. But yeah, we were giving home tuition, so we were getting paid for that.
Okay, fine. So
Soumya,
go ahead.
Sorry, sir. Please
Okay,
go ahead, sir.
fine. So Soumya, just want to understand that why do you want to pursue your management program? Because you are in education, you could have also gone for masters in education or that kind of qualification. since you are
Yes.
close to education sector, why management?
Okay, so why management? After when I was in 12th standard, after that also I tried to get in management sector, but due to some reason, due to some cancellation of my scholarship, I can't get any college in Indore. I applied for Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, but then I came across TISS, and my teacher, one of my school teachers, suggested me to go for plain graduation in economics. Then you can pursue this masters in management. And the reasons why I was doing this part-time teacher job is because my mother is a teacher, and I still enjoy teaching, but I was also going, my family was going through some financial crisis, so that's why I have to took up a job.
Yes, fantastic, Soumya. You are a graduate in political science, right?
Yes.
What are your views about the social contract theory?
Social contract theory, actually they were, social contract theory, they said that humans have signed a social contract, and they have to work according to that. I can't remember it.
Is it something related to formation of state? Do you remember
Yes,
the
it is
theories of
related.
origin of states?
Yes, it is related to formation of state.
Now,
Rossius theory was one, and then we had that Karl Marx theory also. Then Rossius theory was, I guess, this social contract theory, if I'm not wrong.
Karl Marx is actually related to the class theory, but it's
Political
not related.
thinker. Political.
That's a different thing, Soumya. Okay, now answer your question.
Yeah, so I'm yet to get the answer, Soumya. You mentioned that why you started teaching and all, but I'm yet to understand why do you want to pursue management program?
Management, actually, when I was going through this, basically why I want to pursue this hospital management. Your question is that, or just management?
Yeah, management, hospital management. That's fine.
Yeah. So when actually my brother works in the hospital administration sector, hospital management sector, and I used to visit him to give him tiffins and all that. So I came across all these problems related to hospitals, and I wasn't a part of that, so I couldn't do anything. And that was one wake-up call that I have to do this work, because I was visiting him in the hospitals during these COVID times also. He was supposed to take care of that whole COVID building. So when I used to visit him, I used to see how crowded it was, because in my city there is only one government hospital, and all the nearby villages all the people of the nearby villages are supposed to come there only. So it was very difficult to even reach to his office. It was so crowded. Then I used to see that people used to sleep on the floor. People have to wait for a very long time. They have to stand in queues. And then I decided that this hospital management and this hospital administration thing,
it may be possible that you are.
much.
Yeah, it may be possible that you are looking at the wrong example. Have you ever visited Apollo Hospital?
No, actually,
So
I
that's
have
what-
seen Apollo
Yes.
hospitals. They have a very good crowd management. One of
Absolutely.
my teachers
They
told me
have.
that.
So you will-
Soumya, sir is trying to ask you something.
Right, so that is what I'm trying to tell you, Soumya, that you will find good examples and the bad examples. If something is lacking, that doesn't mean that there is a need of professional over there. It may be because they don't want to manage it professionally. So yeah, anyway, Soumya, I don't see that convincing reason coming from you that just because of that incident you decided that you want to go for hospital management.
No, that was pre-decided. I decided that in my 12th standard. After that also, I applied for DAVB, Hospitals Administration Integrated Program. But I told you that I wasn't able to go through that, and also I took bioscience in my 11th standard. So I was
Okay, Soumya, which is
destined to go in this only.
Soumya, just tell me one thing. Since you are interested in hospital management, I'm sure you must have done your part of homework. You must have done some studies. Okay, which is the largest chain of hospitals in India?
Apollo, Maxwell, these two.
I'm saying largest. There can be only one largest.
Okay, largest.
You are
I think
telling me
Apollo
chain
is
of
the
names.
largest.
Okay, you feel Apollo is largest.
Yeah,
Apollo
but
was
I'm not.
recently acquired by a company. Apollo Munich hospitals were acquired by some company. Can you tell us, Soumya?
Apollo, no sir, I don't know that.
Okay, then that would be all from my side, Soumya.
Yeah, and Soumya, just want to understand, you read newspaper?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not daily, but yeah, do.
Not
I
really.
do.
Which newspaper do you read?
Yes, sir.
Which newspaper do you read?
I used to read the Indian Express.
The Indian Express. Okay, can you tell me how many columns are there on the first page of Indian Express? You know they have standard fixed number of columns most of the time, unless there is an advertisement. So what are the number of columns? Have you ever checked?
No, sir, I didn't check that.
Okay, fair enough. Soumya, so that's it from our end. We'll soon let you know about our decision. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank
so that's it, everyone. So we had we have just completed interview of Soumya. Now before we go ahead with the feedback, Rushikesh, there are some questions that are coming up. Ankit, Garg, Sahil, Alisha, if you all are there, just show us a thumbs up so that we can answer your query. Alisha, I'm really sorry, I saw your messages couple of times. I'll try to schedule your interview very soon because today is the last day of interview. Now we'll try to schedule some more interview towards the weekend. So we will do it probably at that point of time. Okay, and yes, yeah, Sahil, so you have a question, how to answer goals 10 years from now, what to avoid? And Ankit Garg, I'll also address your query if you are there. So see, Sahil, there are two types of goals which they'll mostly ask you. 10 years is a word that a phrase that they rarely use. Mostly they'll ask you about your short-term and long-term goals. So short-term goal is something like you want to achieve in next 5 years, and long-term goal goes to about 15-20 years from now, right? So they'll probably not ask you something about 10 years. So short-term goal can be for any management aspirant. The short-term goal can be to be in a position, say for example you want to pursue your MBA with marketing, and of course so that will consume 2 of your years. Okay, and then after that you will be working for say about 3 years, unless you want to start your own business. So after this 5 years of journey, you can say that if you want to mention your short-term goal, guys, this is how you can mention. If you want, you can note it down. In next 5 years, I'd like to pursue my management education in the field of marketing from one of the top B school, and I'll be happy if I see myself holding a position in a company where I'm managing a team of about 4 to 5 trainees or 4 to 5 candidates in 5 years down the line. So this is something that probably would impress them, because in this particular answer you are actually telling them that you want to pursue MBA with marketing from top B school, and you would like to hold a position where you would like to hold a responsible position where you are managing. Okay, so this would be a nice answer, decent answer. If you have your plans to start your own business, never mention that I would like to start my business right after MBA. You can always mention, even if you want to start, that's a different thing, but you can always mention that after my MBA I'd like to work with a company in this particular sector for 2 to 3 years, so that I can understand, I can learn about the best practices, and then I'd like to start my own venture in this field. So this is how you can answer. I hope I have answered your question, Sahil. And yeah, so Ankit had one question, sir. When they say any question, should we ask any question towards the end? So sometimes interviewer would ask you, do you have any question? Now guys, you should not be asking a question just for sake of asking. Okay, and please do not ask this question that what are my chance of getting selected or something like that, right? You can always ask a question for which the obvious answer is not available on the website, or it is not known. Of course, you should not ask what is the average salary last year or something like that. Okay, so rather you can ask a some question like maybe you can ask them about you can say student exchange program, if all the information are not provided, right? Or you can ask about certain new specialization. For example, marketing is vast and you are particularly looking for market research, so you can just ask them a bit more about market research. Okay, so what kind of subjects will I be offered if I go for market research? Because when I checked the website, I found about 4 subjects, but will we have option of taking some more subjects? So what is the system over here? You can ask something about that, right? So these are some of the questions that you can ask. Absolutely. Right. So Shashwat, no one will ask you about your bad habits. This question is banned. ठीक है, कोई आपको ऐसा नहीं पूछेगा आपके bad habits बताओ. They may ask you about weaknesses. If they ask you about your bad habits, you can say, sir, fortunately I really don't have any bad habits. That's it. Are we clear? ठीक है, unless your lips are black, completely black. So then don't say this thing. Okay.
But we have a solution to that also. You can always put a lip balm and go to the interview.
No, but then he was not aware now that this question will be asked.
Yes.
And in the process, he may end up consuming the complete lip balm. Right. Okay, guys, jokes apart, but this bad habits question will never be asked. At least in my knowledge, I haven't seen this kind of question being asked. Okay. And one last question, Sahil is asking, sir, if we are asked about challenges faced, should we also respond by telling them how did we overcome that? So no, when you are asked about the challenges faced, you should always mention about that challenge. Okay. And yes, by default, I mean, the challenge will never remain as it is. You will always mention then how you came out of that. Okay. So that itself showcase some of your qualities. Right. So I think that will be a complete answer. Advait sir, what should be our responses if they ask, what if today you are not selected in this institute? Yeah, Rushikesh, would you like to help him?
Yes, definitely.
Very typical question.
Now, particularly, they want to see what is your approach in terms of how you deal with a particular situation. So, if one of the panelists asks you this question, say, what if you are not selected in this institution? You can clearly answer that, sir, this was really an opportunity for me to appear in front of the panel, and then you have to come up with an optimistic approach that if you are really sure about this course that you want to pursue from this particular college, you can simply say that it will be my honor, sir, if I get selected, but if it's not, there's always the second chance. So you should always come up with an optimistic approach whenever these kinds of situational based questions are asked to you in the interview as well. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so Soumya, we will come back to your feedback now.
Yes, sir.
Soumya, see, your profile is very good, Soumya. You have been a teacher, you are pursuing multiple courses at the same time, but it's all over the place. You reflect confidence, but it's all over the place. But what is the problem here is when you want to express something, you are not clear about it. So, for example, when sir asked you about management, you did not understand the question at first, or when he asked you about the hospital, you started telling about the problems of the hospital. So, particularly, like he said, you were looking at a wrong example, or your perception about that one particular thing was not clear. Also, Soumya, please be clear with your concepts about academics. Now, someone who is pursuing political science has to know about the social contract theory, because it's one of the best concepts that you can learn in political science, and this theory was given by Hobbes and Rousseau.
Yes.
Okay, so please थोड़ा सा अपने academics पर brush up कर देना. Okay, and try to keep a very low profile in the interview, very calm, very composed. Also, please maintain a good body language. Okay, you're moving a lot in the interview. You are doing the specs a lot. You are scratching your nose. Okay, and one more thing. Please don't do this in an online interview. So when you are not able to hear Ronak sir, you came front to the camera and you press the headphones. What you can do is simply you sit at your place and try to adjust the headphones.
Okay.
Okay, so थोड़ा सा वो negative impact हो जाता है.
minor points, but that doesn't give a good sign because आप नजदीक आके दबाओगी या दूर से दबाओगी क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? हेडफोन तो हेडफोन है.
Yes.
Right?
You can simply adjust it this way.
Okay, so
Yes.
Soumya, just a couple of more points. Tell me one thing: have you sat with yourself and have you ever written down any answers to prepare for interview? Yes or no?
Yes, actually, I was watching some videos and I noted down some points regarding interviews.
You have noted down. Okay.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, because today when we were taking your interview, it was coming as if you are just giving us the points as and when they are coming to your mind. There was no structure to the answer, right?
Okay.
So this is the difference between giving kind of you can say ad hoc presentation and the presentation with prepared when you are prepared. Okay, so maybe you can just fine tune certain things. For example, these are going to be the frequently asked questions, and this is the message even for all the viewers. Of course, tell me something about yourself. So you should be very clear about what 6-7 points you are going to mention. I think you started well on that note. Then why do you want to pursue MBA with specialization? Then something about your achievements, your strengths and weaknesses, right? A bit about your project, and if you have any work experience, so everything about that work experience, that company and that industry. Not only that particular work experience or that company, but even as an industry whole, you should know what are the challenges faced by that industry, who are the top organizations or top players of that industry, right? What is the market size, what is the industry size, right? For example, if I'm in telecom sector, I should know what is the telecom industry size. If I am in healthcare sector, or if I want to pursue my career in that sector, I should know what is that size and at what pace it is growing. So if you have such numbers with you, you can easily tell them, okay sir, I would like to pursue my career in this sector because it is one of the fastest growing industry right now.
Yes.
Are you getting this point? And as you know, because of the COVID, the healthcare industry is the fastest growing industry right now.
Fastest growing, yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So these are some of the points. I'm sure it would be helpful. Yeah, Rushikesh, go ahead.
Soumya, Apollo Hospitals was taken over by HDFC year ago.
HD. Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Soumya. All the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, sir, I think we have...
Yeah, she's there in the waiting room. So I'll just edit her.
Saurabh.
Yeah, he is there.
Saurabh, can you mute the YouTube video that you're playing in the background? Not a problem. Hi, Saurabh. Good evening. Hi, good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, hi, good evening, Saurabh. Right. So, Saurabh, are you ready?
Just one moment. Am I visible and audio is fine?
Yes, perfectly.
Video and audio is fine. Perfect. I'm ready.
Yes, Saurabh. So, can you quickly tell us about your work experience? I can see that you have a good amount of work experience. So, just tell us about that.
So the thing is, I started working when I was completing my graduation itself. So I started working with a company named RBSS, which is RBSS, and I was working for ICICI. So basically, ICICI was their third-party client, and we were into insurance. And when I completed, I worked there for 7 months into sales, and after working there, I moved to WNS. Over there, I was working for Avon, which is the second biggest direct selling company. And currently, I'm working as a senior associate with Wipro for a US-based client, and that's USP Healthcare Insurance. This is the biggest health insurance company in US.
Okay, fine. So, what was the role that you were taking care of there?
Currently in Wipro.
Yes. What is the role that you are?
So I'm working as a senior associate, and our role is actually the thing is healthcare provider, that is doctors. If they have any kind of problem during the entire health insurance, they contact us through any mode, and we actually help.
Okay.
And the thing is, how it works is in USA, unlike India, if there is any kind of insurance, it is the doctor to take care of all the claim processing or filing of any kind of claim. So we just help them with that process.
Okay. So
What do you think? Sorry, sir. Sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
that's fine. So is it a kind of outsourced work that you need to take care, or you outsource to someone else?
No, so the thing is, UNC is our client, so they have outsourced their work to us.
Okay, right, fine. Can you tell us what challenges the BPO industry facing right now?
Currently, the thing is, when this initial pandemic happened, at the time, biggest challenge was to the infrastructure. The thing is, in India, especially, we don't have that much facility of the connectivity through internet, so it was a major challenge. And some of the companies, they were not that good in the cloud-based infrastructure, so they need to develop that cloud-based infrastructure. Particularly with my company, initially in first 2 months, we were not, we faced bit of issues, but it was really a smooth process with the help of management.
Okay.
And that biggest challenge was infrastructure. That was one of the biggest challenges, and the industry is still coping up with that.
Right. So, Saurabh, do you think that once the pandemic is over, once we have come out of this situation, will this particular industry move back to their normal office space, or they would like to continue working the same way? Because if they can operate right now, they can definitely save on the cost of infrastructure. What do you think?
So, what I personally think is, for the companies for whom the productivity is not getting hampered, if they want, they can definitely do that. But for the companies for whom the productivity have got hampered, they should first of all try to bring back their employees and take it as a good process, because it requires a lot of knowledge. First of all, they need to be aware about the entire process, and once it fixes, then they can definitely move that, and it has a lot of data security challenges as well. So until our entire infrastructure is ready for that, I think they should not be completely reliant on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So Saurabh, I want to ask you, what according to you are the 3 issues with the Indian insurance sector? Biggest insurance sector is awareness among the people, because I think if you go to any particular people in India, they will take it as an expense, not as an investment, because they have to think it as an investment that is going to repay them in the time of their uncertainty. That is one of the biggest challenge. And apart from that, I guess even on the side of the provider, any insurance provider, the settlement process is very hectic. They need to improve on that. And also, I personally work into the customer service team, so I know how we talk to our client. And when I contact for any of my issues in any of the Indian insurance providers, I do see that that is not up to the mark of the standard level. Are you aware about the recent amendment that was made to the Insurance Act in 2013? No, I'm not aware about that. The Ombudsman Amendment for the online grievances of the settlements of the people. So I heard that they have given a fixed deadline that they have to solve any kind of settlement within a certain limit of days. If not, there will be a penalty charge on the provider. Okay.
Yeah,
So the thing is,
so-
I've not read about that.
Fine. Saurabh, can you tell us if you are aware about actuary science? What is actuary science?
I'm not aware about that.
Not aware about that.
But
Okay.
I'll definitely read.
Just tell me one thing, if you by any chance, if you come across this thing, how do you decide the premium of an insurance for an insurance policy? What is the process of deciding the premium of insurance? Have you ever checked that?
Yes, so there are a lot of factors that come into the picture. So if there are various kind of policies, if we take the example of, let's say, any kind of term plan, which is basically given in the case of the death of any customer. So when we are giving a plan, we have to check the health background of the customer, then we have to check the age of the customer, and then we have to also check how susceptible they are to the uncertainty. And then we all determine it, and obviously the insurance have their own cost. They have to meet that as well. And when we take off all these accounts and all this amount, and we decide the premium.
Okay. So what were your learnings from your graduation apart from the regular academic learnings?
So if I take, I think one of the most important learning is getting in touch with people in a lot of conversations, and that gives a lot of idea. And this entire working which I started, that was one of the conversations which I had one of my colleagues, and he was into event management, and we together started to work in event management. So I personally feel that you need to have a lot of conversation to come into a recruiter. That was one of my learning. Apart from that, I have learned a lot of into academics, and I have worked into my co-curricular because I was not that good into communication, so I took part in some of the co-curricular activities like in debate, and also I have talking to my colleagues regularly. That has given me a lot of exposure, and I have improved in my communication. We can also see I have come a long way in that. Yes, I was not that good into the conversation, and I was also an introvert, so I feel that I have improved a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Saurabh, I'm going to.
Go ahead.
I want to ask a classical question to you, Saurabh. You are good with sales, right? Yes, I think so. Achha. Do you have a pen on you? Yes, I do have. Can you sell me this pen in 30 seconds? This is a classical question. Okay. So, sir, I want to offer you this pen. I think it's one of the most important benefit which it can provide you. It comes very handy, and even if you own a pen right now, it can act as a backup for you because we can need I'm audible. Yes. Sorry, the video was done. I'm audible. Yes, Saurabh, you are audible.
No, I think we have lost.
I think yes, we lost his internet connection. I'll just check with. Yes, Saurabh, you are back. Okay. Perfect. So I just want to offer that it comes very handy to you, and it just costs 10 rupees to you if you keep it with you at time when in this technological age. Even if your mobile gives you any kind of trouble, you can use it to make notes. Fantastic. Do I have an offer if I buy two? Can you give me for like 5 rupees each? I will give you at not 5 rupees each, but I will keep it as 3 at 18 rupees. I will sell it at no problem for sure. Thank you for that generous offer.
Okay, Saurabh, one last question. So just want your views on the current debate which is going on because recently Ministry of the Education in India, they cancelled the 10th board exams, and they are also wondering to cancel this 12th board exam. Do you think it's a good decision cancelling 12th board exam?
I personally feel that yes, due to the current change in the entire scenario, we have to find a way through which we can have an internal assessment of the students. And the thing is, I have heard this argument from the side of ministry that they are saying that students do not have enough infrastructure to give the rest. But what I feel is the students have learned from the entire year using the same infrastructure. So I'm sure they will be able to give the examination with that. So we don't have to put their life in danger due to just for the purpose of having online or offline. That's my side of view. I'm not sure with that.
Fair enough, Saurabh. That's it from this interview, and yeah, we'll soon let you know about our decision. Thanks for coming here, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, we are about to give you feedback. Yes,
okay, so this is just the end of the formal interview with Saurabh Pandey. Okay, and yeah, I think it was a good interview as expected because he has that work experience. He has come a long way, Saurabh. So that was a nice interview. As you understand that we didn't ask you the conventional question like tell me something about yourself and all, and you tackle most of the questions very nicely. The only thing is at some point of time you were going at a constant pitch. Okay, your voice was at a constant note, so it was slightly difficult to differentiate between 2 points. Maybe because of the audio problem or something. So in actual interview, make sure that you have very nice this headset and all, so that the interviewer can hear you very clearly. That's very important.
Right. Also, you can make use of your hands, sort of. Do some hand gestures. It will be more convincing from your part. So when you were selling me the pen, yeah, of course. When you were selling me the pen, I couldn't see the pen. Actually, I thought I'm sitting in a position that my hands are not even visible. So you can sit away from the camera a little bit and use some small gestures. We don't have to go like this.
Okay, let me tell you one more thing, Saurabh. Yeah, so even if your hands are not visible, but when you are moving your hands, automatically will come to know that you are using hand gestures, even if my fingers are not visible to you. But if I am sitting standstill and if I am continuously speaking, so there will be no movements, right? So that's perfectly fine what part of your body is visible, but still just make sure that you are using your hand gestures.
Yes, I'm sure that it will reflect on the voice and everything. Yes, absolutely.
Right, it was slightly going at a constant note, so that's what I felt. Probably you can go a little slow sometimes, and you can just modulate a bit, because anyway, this is an online interview. So
I do have a headset. The thing is, can I use it instead of earphones? But will it look bad if I use that?
I'm not really asking headset. Doesn't mean that actual headset. I mean, what I mean to say is good mic and good audio system. So you really don't need to actually buy a headset कि आपने ऐसे लगा के बैठे, वो अच्छा भी नहीं लगता है. What you're using is good enough. But I don't know why the still your voice is not coming out very clearly to us. Rishikesh, do you feel that?
Is it better now? Yeah, it is better. Okay, I'll find a way to fix it near my wallet. Yeah, that's better. That's actually better, Saurabh.
Right.
Okay, I'll make sure that I fix it near my wallet. Yes. Okay. Make sure you stick it with the sellotape, so when you're making hand gesture, the mic is not
available. Hurry, don't recommend sellotape. The pins are available. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, any other recommendations, suggestions, Rishikesh, that you'd like to share?
No, sir. I think so. This was one of the best interviews I've had so far. Just a small things that he need to change, but absolutely fantastic. He's going to just crack the interview, whichever institute he goes. I just have one question. The thing is, there were few of my interests which I missed out. I'm sure when they ask the conventional question, I will be able to cover up that. But if in case those are my pros and I miss out on that, can I take it back at the end of the interview and say that, please listen, this is also my pro? No. Please don't do that. Unless you are asked a question, sort of, you don't want to jump in the pit, right? Understood, yes. They will start. Even if you get an opportunity to jump right in, don't do it. Sure. I will avoid. They will start grilling. See, Saurabh, I'll tell you something. You're an experienced guy. So particularly, they will not ask you any kind of unconventional questions. Right. So it will be related to your, and you have such good experience. You have worked with Wipro, you have worked with American clients. So probably your interview is much more likely to go in that direction only. Right, because there was a lot of other experience which I had, which I could have talked, because I have worked for exhibitions as well, and a lot of other experiences, but I'm sure it will be along. If not, you can drive the interview in that direction, so that you know the answers to all the questions that are coming to your way. Perfect, sir. I'll try that. Okay, all the very best, Saurabh. Thank you for joining. You were absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all the best.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Right, so once again, everyone, all those who are watching us live right now, there are many students, Rishikesh over there, and they enjoyed the session. Advait has some comments, and so as others. Dimpy also mentioned that Saurabh was quite confident, and that's the state where all of you should reach to, guys, and that comes with practice and lots of hard work. Probably he has done that in the past during the company, but it doesn't mean that to gain that kind of confidence you need to work in the company. As a fresher also, you can be more confident if you are clear with your thoughts, right? Okay, so all those who are watching us and those who happen to watch this video afterwards, just want to quickly tell you that please do not forget to like and share this particular video so that we can keep coming with more such sessions. And once again, just a gentle reminder that in case if you are preparing for CAT 2021, IPMAT or CAT 2022, Unacademy offers amazing regular batches, amazing preparation plans in the form of Plus subscription and Iconic subscription. Please download Unacademy Learning app and please evaluate, please check the subscription. And in case if you decide to go for one of the subscription, do not forget to use our code. You can use either Shah 10 or you can use Rushi, RUSHI, right? You will enjoy 10% discount and you can also get our guidance. So yes, Rishikesh, shall we bring it to the conclusion?
So guys, that calls us for the interview sessions for this week. We might come up with more interview sessions for your practice. Thank you for joining us for this session. All the people who participate in the interview as well as in the comment section, you guys were absolutely fantastic. Once again, thank you so much. Have a very good evening ahead. Let's crack it, guys. Have a good evening ahead.
Take care.